Pelicans history as LaMelo and Lonzo Ball go head-to-head. Only brothers drafted in the top 5 in the history of the NBA. First quarter, Hornets down. Got to be remarkable, right? You're out there checking your brother. Lonzo picks up LaMelo. LaMelo finds Bismack Biyombo. Hornets down 11. Off shot. LaMelo gets the rebound. Feeds Bridges. That's an easier shot. Hornets down 14. Second quarter, Hornets trailing big. Terry Rozier. Give to LaMelo. Hangs and hits with the left hand. Smooth finish there for the youngster. On the other end, Lonzo. Bottoms. Cans lead by a dozen at the half. Third quarter, Pelicans lead by 10. All right, look, the Ball brothers make history, but at some point we're going to need to see some Zion in this highlight for Steve and everybody else out there. A big man ought not to be able to leap quite like that. No. Doesn't make any damn sense at all. Pelicans up a dozen. And here's the moment. All right, come get this. And take those three with you. LaMelo hits the three on a step back, no less, and the Hornets are within 5. Hornets now down 1 in the fourth. Devontae Graham. Pick and roll? No. Float game on point. Three the hard way as he would make the free throw. Hornets up 2. Gordon Hayward in rhythm. He buries a 3. 4-point lead now. LaMelo just an assist shy of his first career triple-double. Passes up the shot. Oh, we needed it. LaMelo victorious, though. Big comeback at that. 12, 11, and 9 for the rookie. Both teams now sit at 4 and 5. Bradley Beal coming off a 60-point performance in a loss. Wizards Celtics have the host of bigs out due to COVID issues in Boston, but our guy Taco Fall turns away Russell Westbrook. That turns into offense. Smart? No. Actually, Smart, yes. Smart to find Jaylen Brown for the 3. Paul, by the way, had 4 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks in 19 minutes. Beal, Tatum went to the same high school in St. Louis. Beal 5 years ahead, but imagine that. Imagine your high school's got 2 dudes like Beal and Tatum. Beal hits that one on the way to a 41-point night. Tatum through the contact there, a 32-point night. Beal, man, I hope they don't trade him. I think he hopes he does get traded. Westbrook, Rui Hachimura, and the Wizards are within 4, but Brown. Corner 3, deadly, 27 and 13. Afterwards, Beal on the state of the Wizards' defense.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, we all know it's our defense. But I don't know why it's our defense. At this point, man, we can't guard a parked car.
That's a tough one. Tough one. Unlike the football team, Washington hasn't played much defense this season. Dead last in points allowed per game. Bottom 3 in both opponent field goal percentage and opponent 3-point field goal percentage. Actually worse than last season when they allowed the second most points per game behind only the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks don't want to play any defense either, but they could score like 140. COVID issues for the Sixers, and the NBA is likely facing the season's second COVID. The league's ruling on contact tracing reports of 7 players who shared close proximity to guard Seth Curry, who's tested positive, sources tell ESPN. Sixers are scheduled to play the Denver Nuggets in Philadelphia on Saturday afternoon. For now, the Sixers are down to 6 available players. The good news is you got some good ones mixed in there. All-star forward Ben Simmons, centers Dwight Howard, Tony Bradley, rookie guards Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Joe. Also guard Dakota Mathias. Of that group, Simmons is averaging at least 20 minutes per game, so, I mean, it would be a lot to cobble that together. But, hey, we saw that game where Denver didn't have a quarterback, and the NFL is like, play ball. Actually, that's what baseball says, but you get the drift.
Did the Spurs, where LeBron James was asked about his thoughts on what happened.
We live in two Americas, and that was prime example of that yesterday. And if you don't understand that or don't see that after seeing what you saw yesterday, then you really need to take a step back, not even just one step, maybe 4 or 5 or even 10 steps backwards, and ask yourself, how do you want your kids, or how do you want your grandkids? How do we want America to be viewed as? How do we want to live, in this beautiful country? Because yesterday was not it.
Yesterday, I think the big picture for me was how it just laid bare the blatant, dangerous, debilitating racism that is our country's sin and has plagued us all these years. There can't be a better obvious example of a system that is not fair as far as justice and equal rights are concerned and protection of citizens. It was just right in your face, and anybody that can ignore that is a shameful individual, in my opinion.
All right, Greg Popovich with the high praise of LeBron James. Stephen A., I want to start with you here. What do you think the significance of LeBron's comments speaking to the two Americas we're facing?
Well, I think that it's incredibly significant because he's accurate. He's on point. And he's somebody that continues to illuminate and illustrate why he's the great iconic figure that he is, because not only is he the best basketball player in the world, but to be socially conscientious, believe it or not, when he doesn't have to be. It just speaks to his character as a man, to his love for his community, and to some degree his love for this nation and what it's supposed to be. But he's not the only one. We can't say enough about Greg Popovich, who's been speaking about these issues for a long time. The fact that he is so outspoken and has been so outspoken and so eloquent and articulate in what he has had to say, our gratitude to him should know no limits. The same can be said for Steve Kerr. And we keep forgetting that when we talk about violence and we talk about things of a reprehensible nature in terms of people's behavior, particularly as it pertains to politics, let's remember that in the 80s, Steve Kerr, while at the University of Arizona, lost his father violently in Beirut. So we can't forget that. Scott Brooks being the head coach for the Wizards right there in the nation's capital, speaking so eloquently as he did the other day, having the relationships throughout the league that he has. He's a good man. And to hear him speak the way that he did was a great thing. The athletes that have spoken out, the Jaylen Browns, who just continues to be more and more impressive every day, the Jason Tatum, who's just 22 years of age. Jaylen Brown is 24 years of age. Russell Westbrook has been in this league for a long time, fighting the fight that he's fought in terms of saying what needs to be said. The list goes on and on. LeBron being the leader that he is, and it trickling down to all of his brethren, all of his contemporaries within the National Basketball Association, all the way up to the top with Commissioner Adam Silver being as open and receptive and as fair-minded and as decent as he is. It makes me very, very proud to be somebody that's been associated with the NBA for the last quarter century, covering this league. The people in it, I've always known that they were good people. I've always known they were socially conscientious individuals. But to see them step up at a moment like this, where they're willing to speak out and speak truth to power and be unapologetic about it and let the world know that they're not about to fade into the twilight, that they're going to be here to remind this nation of what we're supposed to be, not just what we are, but what we're supposed to be and the ideals and the standards that we're supposed to live up to, and to remind this country that we repeatedly come up short time and time and time again, and the nonsense has to stop. I think it's incredibly important. And the fact that it's coming from all different stratospheres, it's coming from a player, It's coming from coaches. It's coming from GMs. Let's not forget owners. Mark Cuban has been incredibly supportive